Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. It's the one and only girl Fina. Thank you so much for coming again today. Today we are going to talk about the cost of decking, the materials needed, their uses, and how you yourself can calculate your materials for your decking. So if you are interested in this video, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere while we dive into the video. But before that, please do me a favor by subscribing to our channel. If you haven't done that, please hit that subscription button. It's free, absolutely free. Like the video so that YouTube can recommend it for others and also help you get to share the video, okay, so that you can get to others who are interested in such or in this kind of information or video. Thank you so much. The we are starting with the materials needed for this work. Firstly, we are starting with the carpentry or the woodwork. The woodwork here will be needing bamboo, 1 by 12 plank, 2 by 2 plank, nails. These are the materials that the carpenter will be using. You'll be wondering, what are they being used for? Bamboo, as we all know, let me read it through, okay? The deck is always supported at the bottom with bamboo so that the woodwork doesn't fall apart when it gets concreted on. Also, 1 by 2, the plank 1 by 2 are lined up next to each other, and the floor of the deck is made up of 2 by 2 woods that are nailed under the planks. Can you see how they all linked? So the bamboo are used to hold the floor of the deck from the ground. The next material we'll be using is iron. When it comes to decking, we'll be needing iron like 12 mm rod, 8 mm rod, 6 mm rod, binding wire as well. So here is where the iron benders will come in. The process is using iron bar to make the deck stronger. It's detailed below, so let me read it through. 12 mm iron rods are most often used for decking, especially here in Nigeria. I don't know for other places. And there is no more than 150 mm between each length. However, different sizes of rods may be used for decking based on the needs of the building. 12 mm rod, 8 mm rod, 6 mm rod, and binding wires are used for the iron works or to improve the strength of a deck. So a 12 mm rod is used to strengthen the deck floor and beam, and 8 mm or 6 mm, you can use 8 mm or 6 mm rod, is used to hold the beam in place, and binding wire is used to connect the iron rods. So these are their uses. The next one is electrical pipes. Before the concrete is poured, electrical pipes are laid inside the deck so that wires can run through them to supply and spread power. So another thing I didn't put in, I did not write down here is plumbing pipes. They run some plumbing pipes before the concrete as well, to connect water. Yeah. So next thing is the putting down of concrete for the decking. In this step, concrete is poured or casted into the deck's frame. When it dries, it forms the structure or slab of the deck. For a highly reinforced deck slab to be made, the concrete has to be mixed in the right way. Okay, so decking is made of the following: planks of wood that are 1 by 12 wood, 2 by 3 cuts, bamboo nails, binding wire, 2 inches, 3 inches nails, um and 4 quarter bars. No, 2 by 3 rods made of iron, 4 quarter bars, granite, mixing cement, and sand that is very sharp. That is sharp sand. Okay, so pipes for electricity and plumbing. Then finding out how much it costs. Now, this is what you guys want to hear: how much decking of a building can cost. So, for you to find out this, there are some there are some things you need to look into, because all houses are not equal. You need to look into how big the house is, how much building supplies cost, where the job is being done, how much your contractor is ready to charge for the job. So all this is what will tell you how much you should expect while decking your house. So how to figure out how many reinforcement bars are needed for your slabs and the slab area. This is how you can calculate your rod by yourself. Okay, turn the slab area into a square to figure out the slab rods. Secondly, figure out how many rods are needed for one span of the square slab. Only those that run the length of the slab. Okay. Thirdly, multiply the number for the first span by 2 to get the total number for the slab. This number should go from the length of the slab to its width. Fourthly, figure out the beam rods separately. 16 mm rods are common here, so you figure it out, then figure out the style for the beams. Working with 180 square meter of slab space, a square slab is turned into a square by taking the square root of 180. One side of the square slab is 13.42 meter long, and one span of the square plate needs rod. Now, add 1 meter to each end of the slab for a rod length, return of 1 meter at each end. Now the new length will not be 13.42 anymore. It will now be 15.42 meter. That is that 13.42 which it was, plus the one end at each end, 1 meter at each end, which will now make it 15.42 meter. Rods are 175 mm apart. So now, how many rod line are on one span? 8.1 rod line for every 15.42 meter of block space. Rod length for one span equals to number of rod line on one span times length of slab, which will be 88.1 meter times 15.42 meter, which will give you 1358.4 meters. One rod is 12 meter long, right? So total rod length for one span divided by rod length equals 113.2 rods. Okay, so to make both width, you need 113.2 rods times 2, which will give you 226.4 rods. Now for the beam. Length of all beam rods equals to length of all beam times number of rods in beam section. Now we have 130 meter times 5, which gives us 650 meter. How many bars are needed for the beam? Length is 650 meter, as I've worked before above, divided by the 12 meter, where length L is for length of the beam rod, and that will give us 54.1 rod for that. Now the rings. How many number of rings do you want? The number of rings equals to sum of beam length and ring spacing. 130 meter divided by 0.25 meter equals 520 rings. One ring is 1 meter long. All right, so the number of rings times their length gives you the total length of rods you need for rings. Now 520 rings times 1 meter will give us 520 meter. Okay, so number of rods equals to sum of all the rods all the rod's length needed for rings divided by rod's length, which is 520 divided by 12. That will give us 43.3 sizes. So easy. That is how to calculate your rods and your rings. Okay, so now how do you calculate your chipping? Let me not bite my tongue. That is a granite, okay, that you need for a slab. Since concrete is the most common building materials, chipping, which are used as coarse rocks, are one of the most important building materials. If they are not used properly, they can cost a lot. You might want to double check how much cement you need for your building job. In this case, please take these steps. Firstly, ground surface area is 180 meters square. The slab is 150 which is 6 inches thick. How long the beam is 130 meters. How to figure out slab shipping now is how to figure out the slab chipping. Why am I finding it difficult to pronounce? How to figure out slab chipping? Needed chipping equals to amount of concrete times the number of tons of chipping per cubic meter. So there are 1.7 to 2 tons of chipping in every cubic meter of concrete. Okay, that volume of slab, area of slab times thickness of slab to find the volume. So 180 square meter of slab space. We are working with 180 square meter of slab space. Now we have 150 of thickness. That is what will be used. Then 180 times 0.15 meter will give you 180 meter cube of slab, which is 27 meter cube. Okay, the volume of beam is equal to the sum of their length, width and height. So 130 meter times 0.225 meters times 0.3 meters equals 8.8 cubic meter. 37.9 cubic meter is the total amount here. So number of chipping needed equals to 37.9 cubic meter times 1.7 tons per cubic meter. This will give us 64.4 metric tons. So that is how to calculate your chipping. So here another thing, how you can figure out how much cement that you need for your slab. Cement, which holds things together, is one of the most important building materials which concrete is so popular with. So if it's not used properly, it can cost a lot as well. You might want to double check how much cement you need for your building job. In this case, please take the necessary step as well. So remember, the ground surface area is 180 meters square. The slab is 150 that is 6 inches thick. Then the 150 meter is how long the beam is. How to figure out floor slab cement now is how many bags of cement you need equals to how much concrete you need times the number of bags per cubic meter. There are 4 to 7 bags per cubic meter based on how strong the mixture needs to be. The 1.1:2:4 mix has about 7 bags of cement per cubic meter. A mix of 1:3:6 equals about 4 bags of cement per cubic meter. So if the measurement is 1:2:4, you should expect 7 bags. But if it's 1:3:6, you should expect 4 bags. So 5 bags of cement per cubic meter is the best amount for quality and price as well. So volume of slab equals to area of slab times thickness of slab, which is 180 square meter of slab space. Working with 180 square meter of slab space, 150 of thickness is 180 times 0.15 meter, which will give us 180 meter cube of slab, 27 meter cube. So mostly beams and slabs are casted together, which means the volume of beams is equal to the sum of their length, width, and height. So 130 meters times 0.225 meter times 0.3 meter equals 8.8 cubic meter. 35.8 cubic meter of space in total. So 35.8 cubic meter times 5 bags per cubic meter will now give you 35.8 bags. Okay, which will equal to 179 bags of limestone. Okay, 179 bags. So for 180 square meter of slab space, 150 of thickness, using 5 bags per cubic meter, you should expect 179 bags of cement for your work. So I believe this is exactly what you need. And I'm also going to bring a rough estimate of a decking. No, tomorrow, yeah, I'll make it tomorrow so that you can follow each other for you to see very clear examples of what I've taught you or what I've explained in this video. If this video was helpful to you, please click the like button, don't forget that, and share the video, and also subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time and your love. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.